Have you ever noticed how one quiet person in a room can hold everything together without saying much at all? That was the mystery of Art Carney. He wasn't the loudest. He wasn't the star you expected to lead. And yet, when he was there, everything just worked. But here's the part no one talks about. While he kept perfect timing for the world, his own life was slowly falling out of sync. This is the story you didn't see. Art Carney grew up in a crowded home in 1918 in Mount Vernon, New York, surrounded by noise, routine, and quiet tension. Imagine being the youngest of 6 brothers, where every role is already taken. You don't stand out, you observe. And that's exactly what he did. He studied people, their pauses, their hesitations, the way silence could speak louder than words. That became his secret weapon. By 18, he stepped into radio. No spotlight, no fame, just a microphone and timing. He learned something most performers never do. You don't control a scene by being louder, you control it by knowing when to wait. And slowly, people began to notice. Not his face, not even his name, but his rhythm. Then life hit him hard. In 1943, he went to war. Real war. Normandy. Chaos. Noise. No second takes. And in one moment, everything changed. A piece of shrapnel struck his leg. He survived. He earned honors. But he never walked the same again. Every step after that required effort, adjustment, control. And maybe that's where his on-screen magic deepened. Because now, every movement carried weight. When he returned, he didn't chase fame. He returned to work. Quietly. Steadily. Until one role changed everything. Ed Norton in The Honeymooners. Surrounded by louder personalities, he did the opposite. He slowed down. A delayed reaction. A soft reply. And suddenly, the chaos had balance. He became the anchor. 6 Emmy Awards later, the world finally caught up to what he had been doing all along. But behind the scenes, things were breaking. Alcohol crept in slowly. Then, completely. His marriage collapsed in 1965. Then another in 1977. His timing, once flawless, began slipping. Lines missed. Moments lost. The man who controlled rhythm was losing control of his own life. And here's the turning point. He didn't give up. Through recovery, through programs like Alcoholics Anonymous, through painful self-awareness, he rebuilt himself day by day. Not perfectly, but honestly. And then something incredible happened. In 1974, at a time when most would fade away, he took a risk. A quiet film. A simple story. Harry and Tonto. No big drama. No loud acting. Just presence. And in 1975, he won the Academy Award for Best Actor, beating giants like Al Pacino, Jack Nicholson, and Dustin Hoffman.
Think about that.
A man who built his career on silence outshined the loudest voices in Hollywood. So, what's the lesson here? You don't need to dominate every moment to matter. Sometimes, the real power is in restraint, in patience, in showing up, even when your life feels out of rhythm. Art Carney didn't just act. He reminded you that even when everything feels off, you can still find your timing again. And maybe that's exactly what you needed to hear today.